I've had, 3 cases I can remember. So it's not a lot, but I've had 3 cases where I was actually able to prove without any dispute that evidence was planted by law enforcement agents. That's insane. There should be none of those. I've had a lot of other cases where I believe that's happened, but I haven't been able to prove it. So that's an example of what I call dirty cops, and they're out there. It's not just planting evidence. I've had cops tamper with evidence. I've had cops tamper with a cell phone. I've had cops take a cell phone and delete certain messages on it, and then take screenshots of it to make a message look like something it's not. So if you think about that, you can send messages to yourself, and if you want to really scare yourself, you can try it. If you have an iPhone, just send yourself a message. Right, send yourself a message. What's going to happen is it's going to populate on both sides. So go ahead and draft out a conversation with yourself, and it could be, I can't believe you did that to me last night. You knew I was drunk. And then type in, well, I knew you were drunk, but I did it anyways. I'm so sorry for sexually assaulting you. It will never happen again. So take that, send it to yourself, and then go on your iPhone and delete every other message, right? So now it's going to look like that's a conversation. Then if you really want to up the game, you're sending it to yourself. Change your profile picture and your profile name to someone else's, the alleged victim or the accused. And then you screenshot it. So you've just created, very simple. I've done this demonstration in court, probably 3 or 4 times live in court, where I can create on an iPhone through iMessage a series of text messages which look absolutely legitimate, but on their face are fraudulent, where you have these confessions. And so I've had a cop do that. I've had victims do that. And so the only way you're ever going to know if that happens is to get the actual phone and do a phone forensic on it. But you can't always do that, because what happens is you have an alleged victim who takes her iPhone and does that on her iPhone, and then she'll hold the buttons and screenshot it, and then all of a sudden she'll lose her phone, or she won't turn her phone over, and she won't give it up for a forensic extraction. And oftentimes you'll ask for that to get seized, and the government will refuse to seize her phone. So all you now have is essentially screenshots, which are printed into PDFs of what look like a confession of your client. And now you've got the task of showing these are garbage. And you can do that with a digital forensic examiner, but if you don't have the source device, you can't do that. And so you have to have an attorney who knows this stuff. Again, you think this wouldn't happen, you think it's crazy, but actually try it. Go and try it. Build yourself messages, change the name, delete every other side, and you're going to create a message which is crazy. I've seen cops do this. I've seen law enforcement agents do this. I've seen them do this in sting operation cases. So the notion that dirty cops don't exist is ridiculous. They do. They're a small percentage, but they're absolutely the most dangerous, because if you don't know and understand how to prove that they are dirty, or they manipulated evidence, or they planted evidence, your client's going to go to prison, because they're going to walk in, and if they lack so much integrity that they're going to intentionally contaminate a crime scene or create evidence, they're going to go under oath and lie all about it. And so you're going to look like a defense attorney with no credibility. They're going to look like they're coming in riding their white horse, unless you know what the hell you're doing. And so if that's happened to you and you're a service member and you've had a law enforcement agent plant evidence, or you have forensic evidence which isn't so sound, you really need a lawyer, not just who understands it, but can actually walk into court and do the right opening statement, can do the right cross-examinations, and can get experts on our own. Oftentimes digital forensic experts, serology experts, forensic biologists, DNA experts, whatever it happens to be able to prove that, I don't say you've been framed, but you've had evidence tampered with or planted against you. Because if you don't have that, you're going to go to prison, and you will be the individual who went to prison for a crime they didn't commit, and no one's going to believe you.